All right, let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial for professional associations today. We're going to go way beyond just offering some online courses. We're talking about how to build a truly successful e-learning program, one that delivers serious, tangible value to your members. So let's get right into it. First up, I want you to look at this number, 40 to 80%. You know what that is? That's the typical dropout rate for online courses. It's a massive, kind of scary figure, right? And it really gets to the heart of the problem. Just throwing some content online and hoping for the best, well, it's just not going to work. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? When the odds seem stacked against you, how do you build a program that doesn't just launch, but actually succeeds? One that your members love and that keeps them coming back? Well, that is exactly what we are going to break down step by step. So here's our game plan. We've structured this whole thing around 4 key pillars. First, we're going to talk about laying the right foundation. Then, we'll dive into what your members actually see and do, the learner experience. After that, we'll get into the secret sauce, building a real community. And finally, we'll cover how you make sure all this hard work pays off in the long run.
Okay, pillar number 1, laying the right foundation. This is so important because, believe it or not, your program's success is pretty much decided long before you ever create a single piece of content. It all comes down to the strategy and the tech you choose from day one. Here's the bottom line. You can't just wing it. Your strategy has to be intentional. First, you've got to decide what success even looks like. Is it all about revenue, member certifications, or just boosting engagement? Next, you have to really know your members. Survey them, find out what they actually need. And finally, get it all down on paper. A real plan with roles and deadlines shows you're serious.
And now let's talk tech. Your learning management system, or LMS, is the engine for all of this. And for an association, this first bullet point here, it's everything. Seamless AMS integration. Having your learning platform talk directly to your member database is an absolute non-negotiable. It makes everything smooth. And of course, you need the other stuff too, tracking credits, selling courses, seeing the data, and making sure it all works perfectly on a phone.
So, with that foundation in place, let's move on to pillar 2, designing the learner experience. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's all about what your members actually click on, look at, and feel. Because you can have the best plan in the world, but if the experience is clunky, they're gone.
And this just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? On the left, you have everything that makes people want to give up. Confusing menus, slow loading times, and it only works on a desktop? No way! What you're shooting for is everything on the right. An experience that feels intuitive, clean, and fast on any device. You want learning to feel easy, not like a chore.
Now, what I love about this is that it shows learning isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. A great program is like a buffet. Check out that huge slice for video micro-lessons. That's for your busy members who only have 10 minutes. Live webinars create that can't-miss energy. And of course, readings and quizzes help make the learning stick. It's the mix that keeps things interesting.
You know when you're about to buy something online and the checkout process is a total nightmare, so you just abandon your cart? It's the exact same thing here. You have to remove the friction. Your members need to be able to find a course, sign up, and get started in just a couple of clicks. Things like single sign-on are a total game changer for making this happen. All right, pillar number 3, fostering an active community. Now this is your secret weapon. It's the one thing associations can do that almost no one else can. You have the power to turn learning from this lonely solo activity into something people do together. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. Your members are all experts in their own fields. When you let them learn from each other's real-world wins and losses, the value of your program goes through the roof. Suddenly, it's not just about watching videos, it's about connecting with peers.
So how do you actually make that happen? Well, it can be as simple as putting discussion forums right inside your courses, or hosting live Q&A sessions where people can interact. And you know what? Never underestimate the power of a simple shout-out. Publicly celebrating members who finish a course creates this amazing positive vibe that makes others want to jump in.
And recognition comes in a few different flavors. Digital badges are awesome for that instant, hey, I learned a new skill, validation they can share online. Certifications, well, those are the heavy hitters, real credentials that can help someone get a promotion. And then there's gamification, points, leaderboards. It just taps into that fun, competitive spirit. And that brings us to our final pillar, number 4, ensuring long-term success. Look, the biggest mistake you can make is thinking your e-learning program is ever finished. It's not a one-and-done project. It's a living, breathing thing that needs constant attention to thrive. You can't just set it and forget it.
Real long-term success is built on this cycle right here. It's a loop. You gather the data, you actively ask your members for feedback, you actually analyze what you've learned. And then, and this is the key part, you use those insights to make your program better. This is how you go from good to truly great. So when we talk about data, these are the big 3 you've got to watch. Enrollment rates tell you if you're offering topics people actually care about. Completion rates, that tells you if your content is engaging enough to keep them around. And learner satisfaction, that's the grade on the overall experience. These are the vital signs of your program's health. And here's a pro tip for the long haul: work smarter, not harder. You don't always need to create new content from scratch. Think about all the amazing recordings you have from your last conference. Could you slice those up into a bunch of short, on-demand courses? Or bundle some old webinars into a new certificate program? This is how you get the most value out of everything you create. And really, this is what it all boils down to. This is the big why. When you empower your members with new skills and knowledge, you're not just providing a nice perk. You are literally lifting up your entire profession. You are fulfilling the core mission of your association. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. When you look at your own e-learning efforts, ask yourself this: are we just a library of content? Or are we a place for connection, for growth, and for community? Because the answer to that question is what will truly define your success. Thanks so much for joining me.